TJ Bencho, still January 20th, 2016. We needed to do 2 more rooms here in the first floor and then head down into the basement. This is the back room right off the kitchen. You can see that the ceiling is molded and once again coming off. It's separated from the framing, so that needs ripped out, re-drywalled, but the mold needs remediated. You will need to get a mold professional in here for that. Coming into the bathroom, I guess this is the only full bath in the whole house. Once again, the floor is suspect. I would not keep it. You can see, you can only imagine the amount of mold that's behind these walls, especially considering the caulking that is improper. And this is discolored fake towel. That needs totally ripped out, it needs a new tub surround. And this is not connected behind the wall as it's supposed to be. Plumbing, you have a huge, they ran PEX up here. For some reason they didn't use the blue PEX and they cut a huge hole in the vanity, which is not standard. Headed down to the basement, which is where we find the biggest concerns, believe it or not. More concerned than what we already seen, huh, Tim?
Yeah, this is not pretty.
These basement steps are not, they need rebuilt. They're not secured properly. When you're walking on them, they're moving. Let's see if they're even put in properly. Well, they're not. This wall here, as you can see, if you look down along the wall, I'm sure the structural engineer will point this out, but this wall is bowing in many areas, especially on the back half of that wall. This wall is where Tim has a video where water just pours in. Very unsafe. Here's the crawl space, looks like under the kitchen, and this is under that extra room. That's actually being held up by a cinder block that's sinking in mud and several pieces of wood. You can only imagine how rotted the rafters are. Wouldn't be surprised there may be termites back there. For some reason, there's just a ton of debris cut up and laid down there. Definitely not professional work by any stretch of the imagination. And come around to the back area. This is that wall. You could get a better shot from here to see how bowed out that wall actually is. Careful there, Tim. We have a lot of uncovered floor drains here. This one's actually packed with mud, so that floor drain's not doing any good. This support beam is actually pretty good shape. You have this wall, which is extremely bowed. If you're able to get a picture, it bows out like that. If you're able to get a good shot from that angle. That's why, this is a big part of the reason why we don't believe an engineer is going to pass the property. You can see the electrical wiring, Romex.
There's a 220 line hanging, there it is.
Oh yeah, I missed the 220 line just hanging down in the middle of the, that's a sub panel line or 220 line, who knows what that is. Yeah, it's a 220 line for the stove, you're right, Tim. You can see by how this is projected out. This came off the wall as the wall shifted. This wall is also bowed out, big time. And this wall over here has moved tremendously. You can just see the shifting, how far back the blocks are. You can see all the ice build up on the rafters. You can see the plumbing coming in.
Look at all the mud just coming down.
Mud just pouring down, good point. Look, separation right here. Look at this foundation block. We got a lot of mold, or it looks like, from experience, I would have to say that there's a leak over here, and that's probably raw sewage that's sort of been just grown mold on. So yeah, so once again, we're not comfortable giving a bid on this house. We wouldn't, because it's just a can of worms. We wouldn't be comfortable putting our liability on the line. This is not a house that's habitable. So that's about it. Thanks.
Thanks, TJ.